Hi friends, welcome to Let's Learn by NSK YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss a real-time scenario-based interview question. The question is all about write a query to find the highest paid employee in each department in an employee table. So there is one employee table. It consists of basically employee number, employee name, department, and salary. In this, we need to find the highest salary of an employee in each department. So let me take an example and explain the interview question is all about. So I have taken an employee table. Okay. In that we had columns like employee number, employee name, department, and salary. So these are the basic columns in the table. Now we need to find the highest salary from each department. Let's say this is one department A. In this, we had highest salary for Bob. So we need to find this record. Okay. We need to find this record. Apart from that, we had other departments too. What are the other departments? B is one department. In this, we had highest salary with respect to John. Okay. We need to find the John record. Apart from that, we had also C department. In this C department, we had highest salary with respect to snow. So we need to find the snow record. So in the output, we should have three records. One is Bob record, one is John record, one is snow record. So we need output in this manner. Bob is having highest salary. So from department A, that is been pulled. John is having highest salary from department B, that is pulled. Snow is having highest salary. So that is also pulled with respect to the query. So we need to write a query to pull these records. How we should write the query for this? So basically we need to write a query in this manner. So let's say I have written a query here. If you see, select employee name, salary and department from employee detail table E I have given where not exist. Okay, this is important thing. Where not exist, select one from employee detail table alias X where X dot department is equal to E dot department. What is the X department? It is subqueries department is equal to main query department. Okay. And subquery salary is greater than main query salary. This is how we will write the query to find the highest salary of an employee from each department. Okay. So we will discuss how this works. But first we will see what are the records present in the employee detail table. Okay. For that, I am running the select query on the employee detail table. Let's see what are the columns present in that. Okay. I'm just writing select employee number, salary department, employee name from the employee detail table. Okay, I'm just running the query to find out the details. What are the rows present in that? If you look at here, we had multiple records here. So we had A department and B department, C department, and D department. In A department, we had highest salary with respect to Bob. Okay, Bob is having highest salary. In B department, who is the having highest salary? This is B records. 4,900 is highest salary. So we should get Henry record here. We should get Henry record. Okay. 4,900 is the highest. Coming to C department, we had highest salary with respect to 5,800 and that record is with respect to Karan. Okay, Karan is having highest salary. With respect to D department, we had highest salary 6,300 and that is with respect to Naina. So four records we should get. Naina one record, Karan one record, Henry one record, and here Bob one record. Okay, so four records we should get. This is the table data currently. What are the records present in the data? That is what the current data is all about. Now let's run our query and see whether we are getting proper output or not. Okay, we are running the query to see whether we are getting proper output or not. So I'm just running the query. We should get four records. One is with respect to Naina, that is D 6,300. Karan with respect to C 5,800. Henry with respect to B, that is 4,900, and Bob with respect to A 6,000. So if you had any further questions, we can even see department wise whether we got proper record or not. Okay, I'm just checking whether we got proper record with respect to each department. I'm just running with respect to D department. I'm pulling all the records and also our query. Both queries are I'm running. So with D department, we got nine. Okay. Whether if we see here D department records, these are the D department records, and that is 114. Naina is the highest salary employee. We got that Naina highest salary 6300, and that is from D department. Okay. So we got D department record correctly. Now let's go and see D department whether we got correct record or not. Just running this to find out whether we got corrected C record or not. Karan is the highest from C department. If you look at here, these are the records present in the C department, and Karan is having the highest salary. Okay, we got correct record. Okay, now let's go and see B department we got correct record or not. So we got Henry has the highest salary, it is 4,900. In B, we got Henry as 4,900. Henry is the highest record. Remaining are 4,700, 4,800, 4,500. So Henry is the highest. We got that in the output. Similarly, we will get with respect to A also. For A department also, we will get the correct record. Okay. Just showing that we got correct record here. With respect to A, Bob is the highest salary. Okay. Bob is the highest salary. So if you look at here, the last record is the highest salary with respect to A. Now, if you pull all the records with respect to A, we had Bob as the highest salary. Bob's salary is 6,500. So we got highest salary with respect to Bob. Only we got that record. So whatever the output we are getting in the query which we written, we are getting the correct output. That is 4 records from each department, which is having highest salary of an employee. The highest salaried employee from each department we got. So now let's understand how this query works. Okay, now let's understand how this query works. So I'm going to explain the query, how it works. If you see here, basic explanation I have given here. This is main query, this is subquery. That is E is main query, X is subquery. Okay, let's take whenever a query consists of main query and subquery, the control gets total table records and it places total table records two instances, one instant for main query, one instant for subquery. So let's consider this as total table records. Here for main query, the total table records are placed in the buffer space. So let us consider this as the buffer space for the main query. Okay, this as the buffer space for the main query. Similarly, for subquery also, it will pull the total table records and it will place in the buffer space. So let's consider this as the subquery buffer space. Let's represent main query re resultant data with E. Okay, with E we will consider this, and subquery resultant data with X. Now comparison happens between these two tables which are placed on the buffer space depending on the conditions given in the query. There are two conditions in the query. One is X dot department is equal to E dot department and X dot salary is greater than E dot salary. So now department should be equal. First condition is department should be equal. So it pulls all 4 records with respect to department A, and here also it pulls all the 4 records with respect to department A. So here 4 records and here 4 records are pulled. Now the first condition is satisfied. Now the second condition comes into the picture. Here the second condition is X dot salary is greater than E dot salary. Here the main query, first record salary is compared with all the records in the subquery. So 5,000 is compared with all the records in the subquery. The condition is all about X dot salary is greater than E dot salary. Okay. So 5,000 is compared with all these salaries. Here, if you look at here, 6,000 is greater than 5,000 and 5,500 is greater than 5,000 and 5,200 is greater than 5,000. So as this condition is satisfied, this record is selected for the subquery. So I'm placing that in the subqueries selected records. Let's consider this as subqueries selected records. So this record is selected for subquery. Now the second record comes for the comparison from the main query. Here 6,000 is taken. It is compared with 5,000, 6,000, 5,500 and 5,200. Is there any salary which is greater than 6,000? No, right? So this record will not be selected. As condition is false, that record will not be selected. Now the control comes to the third record. The third record is 5,500 and it compares with all the salaries in the subquery. Is there any record which is greater than 5,500? Yes, there is record which is having 6,000 greater than 5500. So the condition is satisfied. This record is placed in the subquery. This similarly, again the comparison happens for 5200. 5200, it compares with all the salaries from department A. Is there any salary which is greater than 5200? Yes, there is. Salary which is greater than 2000 is 6000. So now this record is, as condition is satisfied, now this record is also selected in the subquery. So we have done subquery selection for department A. Now department B comes into the picture. Department B comes into the picture. So first record from the department B is 6200 is taken, and it is compared with all the records in the subquery records. What are the salaries in subquery? 6200 and 4200. Is there any salary which is greater than 6200? No, there is no salaries which are greater than 6200. So this record is not selected because condition got false. There is no salary which is greater than 6200. So this is not selected. Now the control comes to 4200 and it compares with all the records in subquery salaries. So is there any record which is greater than 4200 salary? Yes, there is a record which is having 6200 as salary, which is greater than 4200. So condition is satisfied. This record is selected for the subquery. This record is selected for the subquery. Now B department records are completed. Now let's come to the C department records. C department records. So C department first record is taken, that is Smith, and the salary is 4000. 4000 is compared with all the C records in the subquery. Is there any salary which is greater than 4000 in subquery? Yes, there is a salary which is greater than 4000 is 6500. So the condition is satisfied. This record is selected for subquery. This record is selected for subquery, and this is placed in the subquery. Now the last record comes into the picture, which is 6500 with respect to department D. It is compared with all the records in the subquery table. Is there any record which is greater than 6500 salary? There is no record which is greater than 6500. So this record will not be selected. Okay, this record will not be selected. So with respect to conditions in the subquery, we got all these 5 records from the resultants of main query and subquery. Okay, now let's jump into the query. Let's jump into the query. Here these records are selected for subquery. And what are the records selected for the main queries? These are the records selected for the main query. These are the records selected for main query. So these records are selected for the main query, and these records are selected for the subquery. Now what is the query we have written? This is the query we have written. Now copy this select query and place that in the other screen for better understanding. So I'm copying that query and placing it here. So what are the records for the main query? These are the records for the main query. And what are the records for subquery? These are the records for subquery. And what is the relation between main query and subquery? Not exist. So the main query will select only the records which are not present in the subquery. These are the subquery records and these are the main query records. So it will start deleting the subquery records which are present in the main query. 101 is present in the subquery. So this record is deleted. This record will be removed. This record will be removed. Similarly, it will check for the 103. 103 is present. Yes, it is present. So it is removed. Why we are removing? Because we are checking for not exist. It not exist. Where not exist in this table. Main query data should not exist in the subquery data. So as 103 is present in both the tables, that is removed. Similarly, 104. 104 is also present. This is removed. This is also removed, and 106 is present. 105 is not present. 106 is present. So this is also removed from the main query, and 107 is also present. 107 is also removed. So what we got totally? We got totally 3 records. As we taken only department A, B, and C, we got 3 records. If we have taken D also, we will get 4th record also. So that is how the highest salary from each department is achieved with respect to this query. Friends, at any point in this video, if you feel this video is helpful, Please like the video, friends. Also, please like, share, and subscribe the Let's Learn by NSK YouTube channel. Thank you, friends. Have a nice day.